So for the last few days, I've been craving chocolate, and I wanted to make it. Originally, I wanted to make chocolate cookies, but then I was like, you know what? My boyfriend is not a big fan of chocolate, so I didn't want to just make something just chocolate. So I was like, what if I make like a marble chocolate cake? So that's what I'm making today. So I'm really excited because I've never made a marble chocolate cake. So let's see how this comes out. Okay, so I'm first going to start by heating up half cup of vegan butter, and I'm just gonna let that melt. And while my vegan butter is melting, I will start on my dry ingredients. So in my mixer, I'm going to add 1.5 cups of flour, 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, half teaspoon of salt. Just going to go ahead and mix that in. Okay, so it's completely melted, and I'm just going to let it cool just for a little. Okay, so it has been a few minutes. I'm just gonna go ahead and add in my vegan butter directly to my flour, and hopefully it's not too hot, but I'm gonna go ahead and use my hands to mix that in just so it mixes in well with my flour and it's not too hot at all. So you kind of want a sandy crumble like this. So if you have something like this, you have succeeded. Okay, and I'm going to continue by adding 1 cup of sugar, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. Okay, and once again, just with my hands, I'm going to go ahead and mix that in. Okay, so in my little Ninja, I'm going to add 2/3 cups of plant-based milk, 2 tablespoons of oil, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, half cup of tofu. Okay, and I'm just gonna go ahead and mix this. Wow, I've never had to use tofu in a recipe for a cake. Very interesting. I wonder what this is gonna end up like. Okay, so now back to my mixer. I'm going to go ahead and add my wet ingredients. Just going to go ahead and mix that in. Okay, and you just want to end up with a smooth batter just like this. Okay, so now back to my pot where I melted my vegan butter. It should still be warm, so I'm gonna go ahead and add half cup of cocoa powder, and this is the brand that I use, vegan friendly, and 4 tablespoons of hot brewed coffee. Just gonna go ahead and mix that. Okay, now to my chocolate, I'm gonna go ahead and add 1 cup of my batter. I just love the smell of chocolate cake batter. It smells so good. I'm such a chocolate fan. I love anything chocolate. Now being vegan, it's kind of hard because you kind of have to be careful because you don't want to end up eating any kind of milk chocolate, but I love chocolate. And just mix it in good. Okay, so I just greased my cake mold. As you can see, I added some, well, I didn't grease it. I just added cooking spray. But I'm going to start adding my batters. I'm going to start with the vanilla, and I'm just going to add it to the, and now some of my chocolate. Never done this, so I hope I'm doing this right. Hey, what's the worst that can happen? You end up with a cake, right? So there it is. As you can see, it kind of looks very marbly. Excited to see what it's going to look like. But I'm going to go ahead and bake this at 350 degrees for 55 minutes to an hour. I'll definitely keep an eye on it just so it doesn't burn. Ooh, this looks beautiful, nice and marble. I cannot wait for this to come out of the oven. Okay, so it's time to take this out of the oven and look at how beautiful that looks. Absolutely beautiful. And I'm just gonna let it cool for a few minutes. Amazing. This looks so good. It smells amazing too. I cannot wait to cut into it. And there it is, the finished product. Look at how cool that looks. Nice and marble. It's so good. I highly recommend this, you guys. What an amazing marble cake. I highly recommend this recipe. It was really easy to make. Yeah, I highly recommend it. I know you're gonna love it. You can't go wrong. Everyone, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And like always, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Until next time.